Hey there! Today I want to talk about Maca. This is one of my very favorite supplements. I found it a few years ago and I tried it out because I wanted to increase my energy level, increase my body temperature, and assist myself a little bit in the focus area. I was working really hard at that time. I had a full-time job wellness coaching in the corporate setting, and I was also teaching a few classes online. So my days were long and I had to be paying attention all day when I was talking and listening to people. And so Maca was my #1 thing that I tried, and it made a huge difference to me. There are a lot of other reasons to take it too. It can help with stress. It can help with sex drive if you need that. It can help balance hormones. The thing that it really does when it goes into your body is it balances out your endocrine system. So your endocrine system can be seen as like the control panel in your body. If your endocrine system is off, then that means every system in your body is susceptible to being out of balance. So your digestion, your thyroid, your sex hormones, anything, it's all controlled by your endocrine system. And the way an adaptogen works is it goes into your body and it just causes balance. And to me, this is ideal because we don't have to know exactly what is out of balance, and we don't have to know how much it's out of balance. We take some Maca or other adaptogen and it goes in, causes balance. To contrast with that, other things like soy will go into your body and causes a change just in one direction. So instead of balancing, it might just cause one thing to go up. That, to me, is enough reason to kind of stay away from those things and lean more towards adaptogens, especially if you don't really know what's off or how much. So Maca's been used for a really long time. First by the Peruvians. When they were going into battle, they would consume Maca, so it would give them the stamina to fight all day long. And what it is a root. So it looks kind of like a turnip, but they grind it into a powder, and you can get it either in powder format. Navita's Naturals is my favorite brand. And I get the gelatinized version. This just means that the way it's been processed causes the nutrients to be a little more concentrated, a little more available when you ingest it. Costs a little bit more than the regular kind, but to me that's worth it because you're getting more benefit from it. The other way you can take it is in pill form. I've been buying the Now brand, so on a day when I don't have time or I can't think of a way to get Maca, the powder version, I just take a couple pills. This says 1 serving is 1 capsule, and that's 500 milligrams. To me, that's not much. That's probably what you would start out with if you were going to see if Maca would be good for you and what it will do for you. I usually take 4. And of the powder, I usually use a full tablespoon. The serving size says 1 teaspoon, so my dose is 3 times that. But that's what I've found over time gives me the best results. So energy level, focus, and increasing body temperature. That's really what I'm trying to get out of it. It also helps people who may be having menopause symptoms. It can help with some of the symptoms. It helps boost mood. So I've had some clients try it to help decrease, if they have mild depression, kind of decrease those symptoms, make them feel better during the day. One caution though, I had a client who was really sensitive to it. He said he was sensitive to herbs and supplements in general, and so he was taking 1 pill a day and it gave him great benefits, but he noticed if he took a day off that he would crash emotionally. So obviously that's not good. It's kind of like the same thing that would happen if you were taking antidepressants and you just stopped cold turkey. It's not a good thing to do. So something to keep in mind, that even though you don't need a prescription for this and you can just go buy it in the store, as with any supplement, you should check with your doctor first and make sure it's not going to interact with anything you're already taking. And you really have to think of it as a supplement. Even though I'd put it in the category of food-based supplements, still, you know, doesn't mean that more is better. The way I got to my 1 tablespoon a day dose was through starting with a teaspoon, keeping it that way for a couple weeks, and then gradually increasing it. You might not need a full tablespoon. I'm just trying to experiment with body temperature mostly, so that's why I'm taking so much of it. And I recommend that you consume it in a way you're not really going to taste it at first, because you probably won't like the smell, you probably won't like the taste. It's very earthy, kind of like dirt. It's not going to add great flavor to what you put it in. So smoothie is the best way to hide it that I can find. The first time I told my mom to take it, I just said, put it in a smoothie, you'll taste it, but it won't be that bad. The next day she sent me an email that said, Maca, yuck, this stuff is disgusting. And I wrote back and I said, well, how did you eat it? And she told me that she sprinkled it on her cereal. Well, I never said to do that. And I'm recommending to you, do not put it on your cereal, do not put it in yogurt. Even though it says on this package, sprinkle it in your yogurt or eat it with granola or whatever, it's not good that way. I sometimes just stir it into water, but that's because I'm really used to it. Over time, you'll kind of start to like the flavor, but it takes a while. So if you think it's gross in the beginning, just hide it as best you can. A teaspoon's really not that much anyway, so that won't be too tough to hide. And I've also heard, one last thing on what it can do for you, I've also heard that it can help you increase your sex drive if you need that. I think it's marketed a lot towards middle-aged men and women for that purpose, for hormonal balance, like I mentioned, during menopause and things like that. In general, most people I know who are taking it to increase energy, increase mood, or increase body temperature. And for me it works really well. And so I've used it in the past to help balance some hormonal issues. I had some issues with melasma in my skin, which I'll just talk about at a different time. I'm not really sure how much of an impact it had on that, but I don't think it hurt. So I don't have any specific cases for any symptoms other than mild depression and energy level that my clients have used it for, and it's been overwhelmingly positive in that area. So if you have questions about Maca or you want to learn more about it, you can ask me in the comments or send me an email and I'll try and answer questions. I'm also going to try and share some ideas of how I sneak it into foods without having to have it ruin the taste. So that's Maca, one of my favorite supplements. I'll see you later. Have a good day.